Please join me as we say together our covenant and sing our doxology. The words of the covenant are printed in your order of service. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its prayer. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in freedom, and to help one another.
Recognizing there is human suffering all over this world in the course of natural and human catastrophes, we ring our gong this morning in honor of 3 such places of suffering and struggle. We ring our gong first, as we have since July of 2019, for those lives held and those lives lost in federal custody in our detention camps, for the mounting trauma to children separated from their families, for all people held without charges in less than transparent and humane circumstances. In this repeat of some of the most shameful chapters of our nation's and our world's xenophobia, racism, and greed. For this, we will ring our gong 7 times for the week of days this week in which human dignity has been dismissed and wrongful deeds done in our name. We ring our gong once additionally for the losses this week to COVID-19. This last week, 95,219 people died of COVID-19 globally, 24,410 in the United States alone. We hold in our hearts all of these losses, each one precious. And we hold in our hearts all who continue to risk their lives to provide essential services, who suffer from job loss, whose lives are especially vulnerable to the disease, and all whose isolation and struggle is harder the longer the pandemic continues. Finally, we ring our gong once in mourning and solidarity with our Asian American neighbors and fellow citizens for the acts of xenophobia that have surfaced again this week. We ring that time for all those who experience fear and violence and threat, most persistently perpetuated out of persistent and permitted racism, of acts subtle and brutal. May we keep all of those we have named and their loved ones in our thoughts and in our prayers. And may we ease the tide of human suffering this coming week howsoever we can. As this new year approaches, and we sweep out and clean out the old to make room for the new, reminding ourselves that there will be no sweeping on the new year because we wouldn't want to sweep out good luck or good fortune when it comes. As the new year approaches and we prepare to make loud noises in bursts of firework and decorate in red, to keep Nyan, the beast of old legend and worry, away. Prepared to eat sticky rice balls as a symbol of unity, of family. And do all things auspicious and joyful to welcome in the best kind of change. We hold out our hopes, our prayers, our intentions for the things of life that make it sweetest and strongest. For stability in our emotions, for dignity in our character, to deepen in wisdom, and have our compassion reach right inside to ourselves and then ripple out, as it does, to all. We hope that we serve the good as we know it, and come to know it more than we do. Have ignorance stripped away, and live out of gratitude, even for the hard moments of learning, even for the ability to live through loss and struggle. May we serve not just ourselves, stay connected to the generations before us, pulled forward too in our thinking and acts by those who are just making their appearance on this earth, and those who are beyond our seeing. And life be full of balance and joy, sweet, vibrant, like the celebrations that welcome a new year in. Let us be in shared silence, present to our own hopes for this Lunar New Year. Make them present to ourselves. Invite them to be ushered in. May they inspire our living into this new year of possibility. Amen.
This we know, the earth does not belong to us. We belong to the earth. This we know.
Fa Choi, Gung Shi Fa Chai. Happy Lunar New Year of the Meadow Ox. This second new moon after the winter solstice, which is on February 12th this year, will mark over 4,700 years of Chinese history dating back to the mystical reign of the Yellow Emperor. The ox is one of the 12 animals of the Chinese zodiac, which has been a prominent part of Chinese culture for thousands of years. The entire Chinese zodiac element cycle lasts 60 years as 12 animals are combined with the 5 elements fire, earth, metal, water, and wood. For some traditional families, significant life decisions, such as the choice of a marriage partner, or the year a couple will to try to conceive, are influenced by the Chinese zodiac. Typically, there is a relative baby boom in China during dragon years, as people born in those years are thought to be powerful, strong, brave, and lucky. This Lunar New Year, my thoughts will be with my brother, who will complete an entire cycle of 60 years in 2021. He is the first person born in the year of the ox that I, born in the year of the dog, got to know well. When I was 3 or 4, my parents took me to Honolulu Airport to pick up their adopted son who arrived from Hong Kong. From this first meeting, it appeared that conventional Chinese astrology had it right. Oxen and dogs had absolutely nothing in common. I enjoyed academic pursuits, while he was happy to graduate from high school and go to community college. Some teachers who taught both of us at different times while we were growing up found it hard to imagine that we were brother and sister, and not only because we did not resemble each other. He became a lifelong smoker, hunter, and gun collector, and I was never a fan of cigarettes, guns, or hunting animals. As he has supported many Republican candidates, I have learned to avoid any reference to politics during our short, infrequent conversations. In fact, I try to let him live his own life, since it is often hard for me to be supportive of the many things he holds dear. Yet Chinese astrology, similar to Western astrology, and even newer methods to typecast people, such as Myers-Briggs, cannot be completely accurate in describing individuals as whole, unique persons and predicting how other types will interact with them. As the years have passed, I have come to notice that my brother and I actually have some things in common. For starters, we are from the same orphanage in Hong Kong. We also work hard in positions of responsibility for public safety. He is an airplane mechanic, and I am managing products in the diagnostics field. Both of us loved our late parents very much, and he did the lion's share of caring for them as he stayed in Hawaii with them, and I relocated to San Francisco shortly after college. So on this New Year's Day, as in many years past, I will wish my brother Kung Hei Fa Choi and congratulate him on completing a whole long cycle in the Chinese zodiac calendar.